Hello, I'm David Erdley, or as some of you know me as, the guy in the loft that does all the video stuff. Today we're celebrating the retirement of Reverend Dr. Curtis Deterding. Now before we dive in and take a look at everything he's done for us over the last 10 years, I'd like to share my favorite Pastor Deterding moment. Now this clip is from 2 or 3 years ago during the Christmas season, and although I wasn't present to witness it live, during the archival process when I came across it and watched it, I was completely blown away. This shows Pastor Curtis was more than just a preacher on Sunday morning, truly a gifted and talented man. And if you pay attention closely, you're going to see another Zion legend accompanying him on piano. Let's take a look.
My heart would ever wander to where my Lord was born. My thoughts return to ponder that humble stall forlorn. My faith finds its own treasure, its home of pure delight, its peace beyond all measure, this blessed Christmas night.
Palm branches I would scatter around the place you light. For you alone, Lord, matter. For you I live and die. Come, let my soul be finding the joy that makes me whole. Yourself to me, Lord, binding. Removing unlock my heart and mind. My longing sighs are proving a welcome you will find. Your love my heart obtaining, you purchased it from sin, thus evermore remaining.
Thank you, Pastor Curtis, for all you taught me during my time at Zion, whether it was worship planning or just things about church work. But more importantly, thank you for being a good friend who showed me all the best breweries in the area, and I hope you and Joanne explore many more in retirement.
Pastor Curtis has touched each and every one of us in a different and unique way. He's a preacher, a teacher, a mentor, and a friend. Nobody knows that better than SMP Vicar, Mr. Tim Richter.
I just want to start off by saying, Pastor Curtis and Joanne, thank you for the wonderful years of ministry. We've been able to spend 9 years here together at Zion because I came in a couple years after you guys did. And I want to share with all of you a little bit about Pastor Curtis and our working relationship and the things that we've done. And really it all began with Pastor Curtis because he's the one that was instrumental in even bringing me on here at Zion. At the time that I met him, there were really no plans for a DCE here, but after meeting with Pastor Curtis, he decided to go to the leadership and talk them into making sure that I had a chance to come on board and work as the staff here. And we've been blessed to work together ever since. And then about 3 years ago, I came to Pastor Curtis again, and I wanted to talk to him because I wanted to see how he and Zion might feel if I changed directions a little bit and went into a new area of ministry to become a pastor. And after meeting with him and talking about it for a long time, he was very excited about it for me and for Zion. And so he went and talked to the leadership in the church, and who I am and what I'm doing today is a large part because of Pastor Curtis. Through all this, Pastor Curtis has been a great mentor. He spent many hours teaching me different things about Lutheran doctrine. He has taken me along to go on hospital calls and shut-in calls to show me how he cares for people in those situations so that I could learn from him as well. And he's given me many opportunities to lead worship and preach and do things here. And I'm just very, very grateful for our working relationship and all the things that he's done for us. And not only that, but Pastor Curtis has given me a lot of freedom to do some really cool things as well. It was barely a year after I got here that we had a visitor show up in Fort Myers named Irma. And I went to Pastor Curtis and I told him that I had done some disaster relief work in the past. It was something I had a passion for, and that I was interested in maybe going out and helping a little bit around the community to see what we could do. Well, before I even had power back on at my house, we were running a distribution center out of the fellowship hall. We had work crews coming down. And Zion was able to give me about 4 months of relief work here at Zion so that I could help with the disaster relief efforts here in Southwest Florida. And 5 of the 9 years that I've been here now, I've helped with different disasters and relief efforts around the area. And all of that is because Pastor Curtis was willing to let me do things that I was passionate about. So Pastor, thank you very much for the mentorship, for all that you've done for me, the opportunities that you've given me here, and I hope you and Joanne have many blessed years together.
Over the years, there have not only been different senior pastors, but different associate pastors as well. And Pastor Curtis has had the honor of working alongside Reverend Dr. Donald Hinchy and Reverend Hank Simon.
When we arrived at Zion Lutheran Church in Fort Myers some 10 years ago, I had already served as the senior pastor at our Father Lutheran Church in Centennial, Colorado for some 37 years. And yet the transition from senior pastor to associate winter pastor went so smoothly because of Pastor Curtis Deterding. During that first month that we were there, Pastor Curtis showed himself to being quite an innovator. We installed screens in the sanctuary at Pastor Curtis's encouragement. Pastor Curtis is also a connector. He loves getting people together with other people. And he's a dedicated family man. Joanne and his children and his grandchildren mean the world to him. Pastor Curtis is also a very talented actor. Some of you have seen him on stage, and he takes those gifts and abilities and uses them at Zion in his preaching. Pastor Curtis has a wonderful sense of humor. Margaret reports that oftentimes the staff would hear so much laughter coming out of his office during our weekly meetings together that they wondered what was going on and what was getting done.
Curtis, one of the things I'll remember about your ministry here is how we were involved together with Tim Richter in getting Oasis going. I had started contemporary and formal worship in the previous 2 parishes I served as the pastor. This was a little bit different because now I was part of a team and you're the senior pastor. Tim was very much involved and will be taking over Oasis, God willing, in February after he's ordained and installed as the SMP pastor here. I remember how encouraging you were as we got started. The first month went well, and then at the end, I think it was of February, COVID became an issue. We had been going maybe 6 weeks at that point, and we ended up actually only meeting in person for 8 weeks before in March of 2020, we had to switch to going totally online because of the COVID epidemic. And through it all, you remained very supportive and helpful. It was interesting to see how we had different preaching styles, your style and my style, that of Don Hinchy when he was here in person. Also the style that Tim has developed as he moves towards ordination. And now we've added a couple of other pastors too in the rotation.
Pastor Curtis is a team player, not just on the soccer field, but with the staff and those with whom he works. And he's a world traveler. He served as English-speaking pastor in Wittenberg, Germany on several occasions, and has maintained close connections with confessional Lutheran churches in Slovakia. Pastor Curtis is committed to self-care, and I really appreciated this. Too many pastors equate self-care with being selfish, and it's not long before they burn themselves out. But it was not uncommon to see Pastor Curtis running up and down a soccer field, first as a referee several days during the week, and then joining a team for a few games of soccer afterwards. He also is dedicated to personal discipline. When he discovered that he might have some physical concerns coming up, he changed his diet. He went onto a plant-based diet, protein diet, and discovered a love for Brussels sprouts and for broccoli. That takes discipline. Pastor Curtis is a counselor, a teacher, a leader, a preacher, and so much more. But most of all, he realizes that he is first and foremost a baptized child of God who has served his Lord faithfully throughout all of his 67 years of life. So thank you, Pastor Curtis, for allowing Margaret and me to be a part of your team for these 10 seasons in Fort Myers. And God bless your retirement richly.
Thank you for your willingness to try new things and to make Oasis a way in which we can reach people who want the Lutheran message but aren't necessarily comfortable with the traditional liturgy. We have touched a number of lives this way, and I thank you for your support for that.
So far we've heard Pastor Curtis as a spiritual leader and teacher, but he's also part of the team that keeps this church running and all cylinders in both the business and financial aspect.
Just wanted to say thank you to you for all your service here at Zion Lutheran Church. The day-to-day operations we've worked together with over the last 11 years, from hurricanes, putting a new roof on the building, doing other activities throughout the year. You're a great inspiration and a wonderful servant to God's people.
In the last 6 years, I have really appreciated the support Curtis has given for the Advent devotional. I'm guessing there are very few parishes in our church body where members are completely in charge of what happens with a major outreach program for the congregation. With the Advent devotional, we've now been going for 6 years and have really appreciated your support, Curtis, all the way, every year. So thank you. And I pray that God will continue to bless your life and ministry.
I remember that when we were here together for the first time, I had retired the previous Sunday from full-time parish ministry. And Curtis, as we were going out the door after the service, started talking about contemporary worship. I think Mary had asked when she was here, one of her visits, if Zion had a contemporary service. And if I remember right, Curtis told her, no, we'd like to start one. And so Curtis started talking to me about that. And the result is that for almost the last 6 years, I've been the worship coordinator, the lead pastor for the Oasis contemporary and formal service on Saturdays in the fellowship hall. I've appreciated, Curtis, your support for that and your being one of our pastors in the preaching rotation. And I hope that you continue to have opportunities to use your doctorate of ministry and preaching to spread the word in other places around Florida. Thank you for being our pastor.
We've gone over just a few of the many things Pastor Curtis has done. He's going to be missed greatly, and we wish him nothing but the best. Thank you.
Precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on, help me stand.
Happy retirement, Pastor Curtis.
We are going to miss you so much. Thank you for helping us become Lutheran.
We are wishing you both the very best from your Zion Monday morning counting crew.
Judy,
Marcia, Karen,
Candy,
and of course,
because it's all about Mary.
Lord, lead me home.
Happy retirement to both of you. But I'm a little confused. Wasn't it just a couple of months ago we were welcoming you as the new pastor? Where does the time go? Believe me, we have really appreciated having you and having your help and support whenever we needed it. Thank you so much. God bless.
Pastor Curtis, you finally did it. You finally retired. Congratulations. Enjoy not having to go to any more meetings, not any more sermon deadlines. Thank you for everything you did. We were going to miss you. Thanks for helping start the school. We couldn't have done it without you. Best of luck to you, and hopefully maybe you have some more time to golf now. Thanks for everything, Pastor.
Hold my hand, lest I fall.
Well, Scarecrow, my sentimental friend, remember, a heart is not judged by how much you loved, but by how much others have loved you. We'll miss you, Pastor Curtis. Blessings on your day.